Hey friends, Rick from BCW here with the FAB Breakdown. This is part 4 of our 4-part series of Blitz decks for your Skirmish Season number 4. That's right, Skirmish Season number 4 already underway. We're getting ready to go into the second weekend of that Skirmish season. So we're going to be bringing you our 4th deck to be prepared for, or something maybe you want to pick up and try this Skirmish season in Blitz. So backtracking real quick, we started off with the little ninja that could, and that was Benji and his OTK list. Then we followed that up with a former S-tier hero in the form of Kano, coming at you with a light 'em up build. Then we followed that up with the split personality of Viscerai, where we're splitting damage between arcane and physical damage. And now we're going to bring you the last one, Kassai, the sellsword, who likes to sell her sword down by the seashore. So before we get into that Kassai deck tech, let's go ahead and have one word from our sponsor, BCW Supplies. Hey friends, Rick from BCW here, and in this product spotlight, we're going to be talking about the Prime X4 gaming box, or PX4 gaming box for short. This is my preferred way of storing my Blitz gauntlet, if you will. So let's go ahead and talk about this. This box actually has a nice latching lid here. This will actually keep the lid closed. When you open up the box, you have these 4 feet right here. These actually sit right above the cells where the cards will be in the deck box. Now, this is going to give everything a secure feeling. Nothing's going to shift around with the lid closed. You don't have to worry about it coming open. And then once inside, we do have a removable dice cup. We have 4 cells that you're able to store your decks in. And this is Benji, Kassai, Kano, and Viscerai. We have these red removable dividers. Now this is very crucial depending on how you like to transport your equipment or your special hero cards. You can actually remove the red dividers in here. It actually has a little spot right here underneath where the dice cup would normally sit, and that's a place to store that extra divider. And why would you want to store it there? Well, maybe you have cards in magnetic card holders or in top loaders. You can actually fit them into the top of the box. Once the lid's closed, they're not going to go anywhere. You're able to keep everything in one deck box. I love this deck box for being able to take a gauntlet of decks to either teach people how to play the game or being able to test with people for upcoming events. So if you're interested, head on over to bcwsupplies.com. Look for the PX4 gaming box. Order yours today. All right, friends, remember when you're checking out at bcwsupplies.com that you use discount code FAB Breakdown at checkout. That's going to save you 10% off your retail order. Save yourself a little bit of money. Help support the content that I create for Flesh and Blood. Use discount code FAB Breakdown at bcwsupplies.com to save 10%. All right, well, just so you know, if Blitz is not your thing, we also make a larger version of this called the PX4 XL. You can check that out at bcwsupplies.com as well. So make sure you're using that discount code, but that's enough of the sponsorship. Let's go ahead and get top down on Kassai. All right, here we are with Kassai, the Centauri sellsword, and Kassai has an ability that I do want to go over. Kassai is a young warrior hero with a 4 intellect and 20 health. Your second sword attack each turn costs 1 less. That's one ability separate. The next, at the beginning of your end phase, if you have attacked 2 or more times with the weapon this turn, create a copper token for each weapon attack that hit. Now, a copper token is this, and it's an action, spend 4, destroy copper, draw a card, go again. Now, there are other uses for copper, and we're going to see them in this Blitz deck tech. First up, though, let's go ahead and cover the equipment. We are running a pair of the Centauri Sabers. Obviously, for the Centauri sellsword, this is the weapon of choice. It is a once per turn action cost of 1 resource attack. When the Centauri Saber is defended by an attack action card, it gains +1 until the end of turn. It comes in for 2. It does not innately have go again, so we're going to have to find ways to give the sabers go again, but it's really not that hard with warrior. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the headpieces. When it comes to headpieces, your primary headpiece is going to be that Arcanite Skull Cap. It is going to block and have Arcane Barrier. It gains an additional block when you have less life. The other one is going to be the Null Rune Hood. Again, this is just respect for the Kano deck. We've already covered a Kano list, and as you saw in that video, hopefully, Kano can do a lot of damage, and you have to respect that Arcane Barrier. All right, next up, we are going to talk about the chest piece. There is one in the list as far as main list, and that's going to be the Courage of Bladehold. This is an action, destroy Courage of Bladehold. Your sword attacks cost 1 resource less this turn. It has go again. It blocks 2. It has temper. So you can get a 3 block out of it. However, it is going to get popped. So this is the Courage of Bladehold. Next up, we're going to talk about gloves, and we have 4 gloves in this arm slot that we use. First up, we have the Brave Forge Bracers. This is a once per turn action. Spend 1 resource. Your next weapon attack this turn gains +1. Activate this ability only if a weapon you control has hit this turn and it has go again. It's battle worn, so that means it can block 2, block 1. It still sticks around. Really great. You do attack multiple times, but it does require that it hit on that first attack, and then you can spend 1 resource to pump that second attack. The other one that's in the same vein is Gallantry Gold. This is a cost of 1. Destroy the Gallantry Gold. Your weapon attacks this turn gain +1 damage this turn, and it has go again. So your weapon attacks, if you're going to weigh the pros and cons, you can activate Brave Forge Bracers sometimes more often, but if you are trying to go fast and get them dead, the Gallantry Gold may be good. This only has a 1 block. It is battle worn, so it can block 1, so you get more block out of the Brave Forge, less block out of the Gallantry Gold. The Gallantry Gold is more consistent in giving you that plus damage, but it's only good for 1 turn. Next, we have the Gambler's Gloves. This is really here just for those brutes that like to roll scab skins, or that KO that really just wants to punish you by rolling high and doubling the damage of their attack. It's always a good fail-safe to bring that in against Rhinar, against KO, and Levia if you see Levia. Next up, and the last one in the glove slot, we have the Null Rune Gloves. The Null Rune Gloves, again, this is just respect for the Kano matchup. Also, this is great to bring in against Viserai, specifically with all those rune chants. Having a way to deal with them is important. Next up, we have the Valiant Dynamo. The Valiant Dynamo is probably one of the best blocking pieces of equipment that we have. At the beginning of your end phase, if you have attacked 2 or more times with weapons, you may remove the -1 damage counter from the Valiant Dynamo. It's battle worn. It blocks 1. We are attacking almost every turn with both sabers, as long as our deck is operating the way it's designed to. So you should be able to block with this every turn. It's just gain a life every turn is what it's saying, as long as you're able to execute your game plan of attacking with the Centauri sabers. Finally, we have the Null Rune Boots. Really, Kano. So this is really for Kano. I would not bring this in over the Valiant Dynamo against the Rune Blades, because the Valiant Dynamo, I think, is so much better at gaining you incremental life by giving you that 1 block for free. All right, so that is the equipment that I'm running in the Kassai list. Next, let's go ahead and get into the non-attack action cards. Just to give you a heads up, there are 0 attack action cards in this deck. So we do have attack reaction cards and non-attack action cards. Let's go ahead and cover the attack action cards next. All right, so here we go with the warrior action cards. There are no generic action cards in this list. We are running all 6 of the hit and run. This card is very important. It costs 0, it blocks for 3. Your next weapon attack this turn gains go again. So again, we're looking for things that are going to give our sword attacks go again. Here is one way of doing it. That's the hit and run. If you have attacked with a weapon this turn, your next attack this turn gains +3. It has go again. It is a nice buff, but typically I'm using this as a free way to give the Saber Go Again. Slice and Dice is a new card out of Everfest. Slice and Dice, whenever you attack with a sword or dagger this turn, if it is your first weapon attack, it gains +1. If it is your second weapon attack this turn, it gains +3, and it has Go Again. So this is a great card for buffing damage. We are trying to get on hits because we do want to make coppers. Obviously, we also want to reduce our opponent's life total. Push forward. Your next weapon attack this turn gains +3. If you have attacked with a weapon this turn, your next attack this turn gains Dominate. Go Again. So this is really just a buff, if you will. We play the blues. We do need to be able to have stuff to pitch. It does block for 3. We do need things to block. But it is a way to get Dominate in the late game by playing it after you've already attacked and given your sword Go Again through another means. You now get to come in with a +3 and Dominate, which can just push through for lethal. Outland Skirmish, another card out of Everfest for Warrior. Your next one-hand weapon attack this turn gains +3 on the red. It gains +2 on the yellow. We're only running 1 yellow. The next time a weapon attack hits this turn, create a copper token and Go Again. So again, we're trying to create copper tokens, and we're going to cover that here in just a moment. Next, we have Sharpened Steel. Cost 0, blocks 3. Your next weapon attack this turn gains +3. This has Go Again. Just a nice way to buff up some damage. We have Spoils of War. It costs 1, blocks 3. Your next weapon attack this turn gains +2 and Go Again. Whenever a weapon you control this turn hits, create 2 copper tokens. So again, we're creating copper tokens. This is just going to allow us to create even more, especially with Kassai's ability. So the way this would work is on hit, it's going to create 2 copper tokens. You attack again. If that one hits, that's going to create 2 copper tokens. At the end of your turn, Kassai is going to check. You've attacked twice, yes, and each one of those attacks that hits is going to create a copper token, so you can get up to 6 on just 2 attacks with Spoils of War. All right, finally we have Blood on Our Hands, a new card from Everfest. This card is absolutely amazing. This is what has pushed Kassai up, in my opinion, to an S tier deck that everybody's going to need to be aware of. So, Kassai specialization as an additional cost to play Blood on Our Hands. Destroy any number of copper you control. For each copper destroyed, this way you may choose a mode. You may choose each mode twice. So, the first mode, target one-hand weapon gains +1 while attacking this turn. That's +1 damage. Target one-hand weapon gains Go Again while attacking this turn. Obviously, gives it Go Again. Target one-hand weapon may attack twice this turn. Wow. So you're able, if you have 6 copper tokens, you're able to give each saber +1. You're able to give each saber Go Again, and you're able to give each saber the ability to strike twice, basically attack for it twice. And this is what we want to really focus on as far as comboing our opponent down. That's going to be a huge damage turn. They're not going to be able to block it all. This is why Kassai is just wrecking people right now, is this card. It is so powerful. Be prepared for Blood on Our Hands. Make sure that you're able to block out effectively. And again, remember the sabers are also getting +1 if you're blocking with attack action cards. So this is just, this alone is going to make it a 3. If you block with an attack action card, it's coming in for 4, and there's no attack action card that blocks for 4. So it's still going to hit. It's still going to come through and bleed some damage through on that block unless you use 2 cards. And at that point, if you've unlocked all these modes and you use 2 cards to block 1 attack, it's going to get pretty rough. So that is the Warrior action cards. Let's go ahead and get into some of the other spice in the deck, which is going to be the Warrior attack reaction cards. All right, so here we have the Warrior attack reaction cards, starting off with what is arguably the best card for Kassai outside of Blood on Our Hands that we got in Everfest. This is Blade Runner. Blade Runner has a cost of 1, blocks for 3. Target one-handed weapon attack gains Go Again as a reaction card. Absolutely amazing. The rest of the text is also good. Your next weapon attack this turn gains +3 on the red, +2 on the yellow, +1 on the blue. But most importantly, 1 resource to give your weapon attack Go Again at the response step. So I don't have to lead out with a go again on the weapon attack. I can give it go again just off the Blade Runner. And this absolutely amazing way to get go again. Next up, we have Iron Song Response. It costs 0. It has Reprise, which basically means your opponent is blocked with a card from their hand. And if the defending player has defended with a card from their hand, this chain link, target weapon attack gains +3. And then this is going to give it +1 on the blues. Now, really, the blues are here to pitch. This is a card that I see a lot of people make a simple mistake and they put it into their arsenal slot. Don't arsenal this card. It can get trapped there, especially if your opponent is just no blocking or blocking with equipment or blocking from defense reactions from their arsenal. You could tie up your arsenal, which could really hurt you by not being able to get through your deck or by not having a better arsenal card in there. But in a pinch, it is a phenomenal card. In the swing, another card from Everfest costs 0. Play in the swing only if you have attacked 2 or more times with the weapon this turn. Target weapon attack gains +3. Cost 0. Very self-explanatory. On your second weapon attack, you can use this as an attack reaction just to bump that damage by 3 for free. Stroke of the Foresight, running as a 1 of it, costs 1, blocks 3, target weapon attack gains +3. Reprise, again, reprise meaning they blocked from a card from their hand, this combat chain. You may put a card from your hand on top or bottom of your deck. Draw a card, sorry, and then you can put a card from your hand on top or bottom of your deck. So absolutely amazing way to kind of filter and look for other pieces as long as they have blocked. But ultimately, a lot of times this is just a +3. Alpha Blood is a 1 cost, block 3, target weapon attack gains +3. Again, a lot of these reactions are just buffing the damage of the attack. Another reprise effect. So again, really trying to punish our opponents for blocking from hand. If the defending player has defended with a card from their hand, this chain link, your next weapon attack gains +1. So for the cost of 1, you're getting +3 on the current attack, and you can also boost the second attack if you're doing this on the first attack with the saber. You're coming in, you can give it +1. Awesome, it's good, it's a good value, but again, I don't like relying on the reprise effect. So you see I'm running 6 cards with reprise just right here that are really here for buffing the damage of an attack, except for this one, obviously. And finally, we're running 2 Glint the Quicksilver. Target weapon attack gains go again, cost 0. Great, another way to give it go again in the reaction phase. And then another reprise trigger, so bringing us up to 8 reprise effects on the warrior attack reactions. If the defending hero has defended with a card from their hand this turn, you get to draw a card. Nice. If you set it up, great. If not, it's just kind of like another Blade Runner that's free. I'm able to give an attack go again. So it's a really powerful card, really great. Again, we're trying, the thing is we want to give each one of these go again. So you attack with this one, you want to give this go again so you can attack with this one, because you get to attack with it for free based on Kassai's first ability listed that the second weapon attack has reduced cost by 1 for your weapon. So, all right, there is Kassai in a nutshell. This is only 39 cards. I have one more card to cover here, and we'll be back with that in just a second. All right, and here is the 40th mysterious card that is in the deck. This is Minerva. This is the Warrior Mentor. Mentors can only be played if your hero is young. At the start of your turn, if Minerva is face down in your arsenal, you may turn her face up. One-hand weapons you control have +1 attack. Whenever a weapon you control hits, put a lesson counter on Minerva. Then if you have 3 or more lesson counters on Minerva, banish her, search your deck for a specialization card, and put it face up into your arsenal and shuffle your deck. Wow. I wonder what specialization card we should... Oh yeah, the only one in the deck, Blood on Her Hands. This is a tutor effect that 1 is also plussing the damage by 1 of your sabers. And each time you hit, you get to put a lesson counter on here. When you hit the 3rd lesson counter, you banish it, you go get the Blood on Her Hands. You should have at least 3 coppers because you've hit 3 times. So hopefully you have 3 coppers or 6 coppers preferably, and then you can play blood on her hand. So it allows you to pitch this for the resources, because a lot of times you need 2 resources and it goes back into the deck if you don't have the option of just arseling this card. But a wonderful tutor effect, and the fact that it buffs the damage of the weapons is absolutely amazing. Well, that is going to do it for this Blitz deck tech on Kassai. This is the 4th and final one in our Blitz mini series that we've done. I hope you've enjoyed these. I hope you've had a chance to get out and play some Flesh and Blood. Get to your skirmishes, play. Blitz is a very fun, fast-paced format, and I think that you should be prepared for all 4 decks that we covered. Hopefully one of these decks has helped you decide on a hero that you want to play. So until next time, this is Rick with the FAB Breakdown, reminding you to get out there, play Flesh and Blood in the Flesh and Blood, and have fun and be kind.